So let's assign a driver to Desire Pro. Drivers can be assigned in one of two ways. We can assign a driver by dragging and dropping the driver over the highlighted Pro, or we can enter the tractor number by clicking the empty box under the track column for that Pro. Also, you may remove drivers by clicking on the tractor number. A dialog box will appear. We may simply select remove this tractor or remove this tractor and replace with another. Now let's email and/or text a driver. Yes, we have the ability to email and/or text a driver directly from the grid. In this example, we'll show you how to text and email a driver at the same time. But first, make sure to include the message driver column on your grid if not already. This can be found under the Customize Grid window and by selecting the Email Driver column. Now you will see the message driver column available with 3 buttons: Message Driver, Message History, and Email. Click on the Message Driver button. This will open up the messaging window. Here we can select a template to auto-populate data from the billing section, and we have the ability to enter information in manually. So let's use a template to get the body of our message sent out to the driver. Let's say we want to send the driver the pickup location and the deliver to location, as well as the container, the reference 1 field, the appointment date and time, and even their pay for the move. So let's select a template that carries this information over automatically. Click on the Select Template drop-down and then select the template that has this information. In this case, we see a template titled Pro2 Container Reference 1 Appointment Date and Time. Perfect. Once you select this template, you will see the body of the message populate with the information being pulled from the billing screen. Now let's include the driver's pay. Type in their pay, then boom, done. Now that we have the body of our message, let's get ready to send it to the desired recipient. You may always type in the email and/or phone number, but even better, if you would like the number and email address to be there when you assign a driver, simply fill out the driver email texting form located under the Resources tab on the Agent Portal. For this example, let's enter in the email, then the driver's phone number. Once that's complete, now select their mobile carrier by clicking View Select Mobile Carrier. Select the carrier, then click Select. This will add the mobile carrier's texting details to your number. Now you may click Send Email, Send Text, or both. In our case, both. So we select both and then click Send. Now our message is on its way. Anytime after that, you may click Message History. You can see a record of the message sent. You will see the date sent to who, what method was used, what template was used, and the actual message. A key factor to remember when texting and emailing from the grid is recipients are not able to reply to your grid. They must reply to you via text or email directly to your contact line. Also important about texting, due to mobile carrier restrictions and data rates, your driver may or may not receive the entire text. You may send abbreviations to help aid in receiving the text correctly. Please feel free to give us a call to know more about these restrictions. Now that we assigned the driver and sent them the load information, let's actually perform some statuses. Statuses are key to seeing in the state your loads are in, and although not required by us, are required by few customers for EDI. Each customer is different when requiring EDI statuses, and specialized instructions will be supplied to you in the event you are moving loads for those EDI customers. For this example, we will be taking a look at all the available statuses, then only perform the loading, unloading, and completed status. We may achieve this by clicking on the status field for that order. This will bring up a dialog box that will allow you to change the statuses. Here, you see all the statuses available. Say the driver arrived at the pickup location. We select loading. Now by default, the status date and time will take your local computer's date and time. So make sure to adjust the date and time of the status accordingly. Once done entering the date and time and you selected loading, click Change Status. Now you see the status has changed to loading on your dispatch grid. Now let's say 4 hours has passed and the driver is now unloading at the receiver. Click on the status field for that order. Select unloading and change the date and time the driver unloaded at the receiver location. Then click Change Status. Now the status displays unloading. Let's say time has passed and now the driver is leaving this location for completing the move. Click on the status field for that order. Select Completed. Change the date and time the status was completed. Then click Change Status. Wow, you have now successfully completed the statuses for that move. You may also use the bubble view option and enter statuses. Simply click on the alternate grid view button. This will display bubbles on your screen. For intermodal grids, you will see 3 bubbles: outgate, arrival, and completed. For truckload, you will see 4 bubbles: loading, departure, unloading, and completed. By clicking on the bubble, a dialog box will appear, asking for details such as the date and time for that event and provide statuses to select. Now you may repeat this process for the remaining bubbles. Remember, as soon as any loads marked as complete, your loads will be cleared from the grid. Yes, we may see all the statuses performed. We can view the status history of our loads in multiple ways. We can select it from the billing screen and simply click on Status History, or from the status column in the text view, or on the grid at the end of the bubbles, you will see it say Status History. Now let's show a few more demos. How about lining up future loads and uniquely identifying by filtering? Plan ahead and line up future loads. On your grid, select tomorrow. under the date range selection criteria, and then click refresh. This now brings up your loads with an appointment for tomorrow. Please remember, the date must be entered into the loads billing screen in order for loads to be displayed under a date search. Now that we have tomorrow's loads displayed on our grid, we can assign the drivers to handle those loads in preparation. Even text them in advance. Uniquely identified by filtering. Let us show you a few filtering steps that allows us to identify specific information off the grid, such as show me my hot loads and which loads are going to a specific location. First, we will have to mark our loads so we can identify them. You may achieve this by using the reference 3 field in your billing screen. Here you may use this field for any text to use as a filter on your grid. Maybe import, export, pickup, even a steamship line. Some unique text that will help us identify this load on the grid. Just note this field is displayed on the invoice. Now let's take a look on how to identify your hot loads. We enter hot in the reference 3 field on the correct orders. This will allow us to search all our hot loads on the grids within the search criteria. After hot was entered in reference 3, we have to make sure the grid is customized to display this column. Once the reference 3 column is displayed, we may click on the column header, select hot or any desired unique identifier, and now our hot loads are displayed. Note, this method can also be applied to reference 2 field if it is not being used. Another example. What loads are going to a specific location? This example location being a city. Simply customize your grid to include the to account city. Click on the column header, select the desired city. Now your orders display all orders listed going to that city. Thank you for watching. For further questions, please feel free to contact me or Evans Tech Deck.